Have you listened to the Call Her Daddy podcast? Because where have I been? I have not. Let's watch what podcast host Alexandra Cooper eats in a day with Harper's Bazaar. Alexandra Cooper hosts the Call Her Daddy podcast.
First thing I do when I wake up is roll over, pick up my phone, and text my boyfriend, coffee. And Henry. That is my dog. And so I wait and I wait and I wait, and then I hear the little pitter patter, and my boyfriend opens the door, my dog flings onto the bed, I cuddle him, and my boyfriend hands me a coffee every single morning. He is a gem.
I'm definitely not the world's best wife, but I do bring my better half a cup of mint tea every morning.
Every single morning, unless I'm out of them, I have an everything bagel toasted with cream cheese.
Oh, this was unexpected. Yes, we're starting off to a good start, Alexandra.
I like to do one bagel with regular cream cheese, one side with chive. It was a struggle when I got to Los Angeles when I moved here from New York, because New York's bagels, everyone's like, are New York's bagels better? Or is it just because you're like getting it from a deli and you just like roughing it to get the bagel? That could be true, but I feel like New York's bagels are better than LA's. So I've mourned the loss of my New York bagels, thought about, is there a way to get those shipped to me? No one has shipped them to me. So if you want, my address is, just kidding. But I've gotten used to a bagel is a bagel. I'll eat the ones from the grocery store that are like in the pack. Like, I don't care.
I adore that we're seeing Alexandra have a bagel in the morning, because very often with celebrities, either seen them do intermittent fasting, aka have no breakfast, or B, they've talked about having very like keto friendly, high fat, high protein breakfast. We're not getting any of that from Alexandra. She's like, I'm having a bagel. It's got one side of plain cream cheese, one side of chive cream cheese. I think I need to try chive cream cheese, by the way. We're just seeing her have a very relatable breakfast, accessible. It is not layered in diet culture. We're off to a great start, Alexandra.
I'm a very hangry individual.
Same. It's a situation. And that's what I find so interesting when I hear celebrities say that they like skip breakfast or they're intermittent fasting. I could never. I do that Priyanka Chopra thing where I'm like, okay, well, I'm having this for lunch, but what am I having for dinner? Okay, I'm having this for dinner, but what am I having for breakfast tomorrow morning? I am not a meal skipper.
My day, usually I go to my office and I'm sitting in an edit room editing whatever episode is coming up. So there's a lot of time to snack, okay? I, in the morning after my bagel, sometimes will go down to the kitchen and maybe get some fruit Welch snacks. You can't just have one, you have to have three. So I usually will have a handful of those, maybe some chips, love some sour cream and onion Pringles, but I'm usually waiting for lunch.
I love the snacks that we're seeing from Alexandra. They are home name brands that many of us are familiar with. They're prepackaged things, they're not homemade. I really like how she's just incorporating brand names that we're all used to, we're all familiar to. That makes her really relatable.
I thought about lying because I've watched some of these videos and I saw the bone broth, I saw the tea, and for me, it's gonna be a sandwich.
Oh, I just love her.
It's what makes me feel happy and good. And so lately I have two places that I always get a sandwich from for lunch. Joe and the Juice. I will get a tunicado. Whatever they do to that bread, they have such a crunch. Okay, that crunch that Joe and the Juice has perfected, it's unmatched. And so I almost get Joe and the Juice a sandwich and then a smoothie. It's like the strawberry banana almond milk smoothie. It's really good.
Tunicado from Joe and the Juice. What is the deal with this? I've seen Remy Ashton talking about this a lot. I think I need to try a tunicado. If you've had one, do I need one? Are they that good?
But then sometimes I want to heft it up a little bit and I'll get All About That Bread, which is this amazing joint in LA. I basically make my own version of an Italian. It is ham, cheese, lettuce, tomato, onions, peppers, mayo, mustard, salt, vinegar, pepper. I need all the flavors. I can't, and then I'll eat some Cheetos and shove them in there or whatever chip I get. I love a chip in a sandwich. If you don't like that, I don't trust you. I love chips. Cheetos, Lay's, sour cream and onion, salt and vinegar if it's a certain day that I'm needing that kind of vibe. Popcorn is usually being popped at my office, so I'll hit up that. An Arnold Palmer is always a nice go-to. I'm really only snacking on chips. What else would you snack on?
I think I love her. We're seeing her have a sandwich for lunch. Carbs, fat, protein. She's also, I thought this was a British thing, but maybe it's not. She's also putting like crisps, aka chips, in the sandwich. When I was growing up in school, if you had a packed lunch and it was obviously going to be a sandwich, you were putting your crisps in that sandwich. But I'm very pleasantly surprised to see Alexandra Cooper also putting crisps in her sandwich. Like I said, we're seeing all three macronutrients. There's no element of shame or guilt around what she's having for lunch. Made light about the fact that she's seen people talk about bone broth on these what I eat in a days before, and she's like, I'm not doing that.
Again, I could sit here and lie and say my go-to for dinner is salmon. And that would be true because I did cook that recently, and that was one of the first things I've ever tried to cook. It didn't turn out great. It wasn't awful. I ate it, not all of it, because it was kind of disgusting. I think I undercooked it. I'm not a great chef, but I'm going to continue to push myself to get better, if that makes sense. So I'm always ordering out, okay? This is gonna throw people for a loop that live in LA. My favorite meal, it's my dying meal, it's always gonna be chicken parmesan. One day, I couldn't order from Dan Tana's. If you live in LA, you know Dan Tana's is iconic. And I couldn't order from John and Vinny's. Those are the two go-to places you would get a chicken parm. And so I'm looking on Uber Eats and I see a chicken parm option from the Nice Guy. If you live in LA, or if you don't, let me tell you what Nice Guy is. It's a nightclub, okay? But I was so desperado for a chicken parm that I ordered from the Nice Guy, thinking, you know what, expectations are low, but whatever. I need the crunch, I need the cheese, I need the pasta, let's get it in there. Phenomenal. It truly was phenomenal. I started eating it again, low expectations, and now I sometimes order that over John and Vinny's. It's like I'm eating a chicken parm at the nightclub, but I'm like not at the nightclub. I'm getting to be at the nightclub by myself with the chicken parm at my house. I'm like, should I throw one green in there? If I have to eat a green, I'm gonna go broccoli or asparagus. No, sometimes asparagus is too chewy and we don't like the after effects of what asparagus does. Broccoli. No one asked me, I'm just saying.
I'm sitting here watching Alexandra Cooper with a smile on my face because I love how down to earth she is about food. She does order most of her food, which is a privilege to be able to afford and or have access to do that. But on the flip side, she's very honest about the fact that I don't eat at home. I'm not a very good cook. I can only cook one type of meal, so I really appreciate Alexandra Cooper just being honest about the fact that she can't really cook. Love her honesty around food. And not only that, her lack of shame or guilt or diet culture around it as well. She's like, I order a chicken parm, maybe I should throw a green on there. If I am, it might be broccoli, but I might not be throwing that on there. I also think like quite relatable in that because I think very often with celebrities, specifically female celebrities, we're seeing a lot of homemade cooking, a lot of trying to eat as little as possible or get by on the least amount of food. We're not getting those vibes from Alexandra. She's showing us bagels, sandwiches, pasta, chicken parm, etc. It's so lovely to watch because it's so rare.
But recently I just moved to a new home, which is really cool. I have plants that are growing fruits and vegetables. I'm going back to my roots in Pennsylvania, okay? And one of the plants is growing grapefruit, so I started to do grapefruit and vodka. Health and wellness. Thank you.
You can tell I'm a child from the 90s. So I was like, oh shoot, is she going to start telling us that she's going to do the grapefruit diet? Fuck. No. I need to stop smiling because I'm just enjoying this so much.
Okay, so McConnell's ice cream is my go-to late night dessert. I would say every 6 to 7 days I restock. I get every single flavor just in case, and I'll make a bowl of McConnell's ice cream where it's like the salted caramel brownie, the ooey gooey double chocolate chip. There's like all the different kinds, and I'll put a bunch of different scoops of different flavors. Who wants one flavor of ice cream? Not me.
I consider myself like quite an ice cream connoisseur. I am Salt and Straw's chocolate brownie ice cream. If you need me to do something for you, that's the ice cream you need to bring. I'll do whatever you need. But I've never tried the McConnell's ice cream. I've seen it around. Might have to do a Mila Kunis thing and just start doing a tour of all the ice cream places in LA. Love that she's incorporating ice cream. She's not talking about any kind of restriction around it. She's like, I'm eating ice cream. I'm putting multiple scoops in a bowl and multiple flavors. We all want Alexandra Cooper as our friend. Maybe.
If I'm coming home from a night out, this sounds disgusting, okay? Recently, I've been on a kick of Trader Joe's egg rolls with ranch dressing. Do not come for me. You need to try it. You put them in the oven for 15 to 25 minutes on 400. You let those babies kick in, get a little roast, and then you douse it with some ranch, and I'm obsessed with it. I used to do mozzarella sticks. It's almost like when you eat something for too many nights, like you're disgusted by it. You're like, I can't even look at you because you remind me of what I did the other night. So the egg roll is making me feel fresh and new and like, I didn't make a mistake. This is beautiful. Is that disgusting?
Fun fact, I didn't really like ranch dressing. Is that blasphemy? Maybe. We're seeing Alexandra Cooper talk about having a snack when she's coming in late. Again, no shame, no stigma, just really honest, down to earth. And the reason I think I'm liking this one so much is that because very often when we watch these What I Eat in a Day, I don't know about you, but I often feel less than. If I see a celebrity or an influencer doing a What I Eat in a Day, I pretty much can guarantee that they're going to be talking about restriction, talking about clean food, making me feel shit about the food that I've been eating, making me question food choices that I've made, and make me feel less than. I'm not getting this vibe from Alexandra Cooper. She is giving off, this is what I like to eat, don't come for me. It's a very refreshing take on What I Eat in a Day that I don't think we've seen before.
If you guys want to hang out with me, you can always go and watch Call Her Daddy. It's my podcast, but you can watch it now because I do video. It's very fun. We do a lot of interviews with celebrities, so go check out Call Her Daddy.
I have not seen a What I Eat in a Day like this. I think maybe Katherine Heigl's was somewhat similar to this. So refreshing. She was talking about having foods that we can relate to, like bagels, fruit snack things. She was talking about having chips, sandwiches, chicken parm. Very often these What I Eat in a Days are doused in a lot of diet culture, a lot of wellness industry talk, a lot of moral value around food, and we didn't see any of that from Alexandra. She even joked about the fact that she's not having chicken broth. Maybe she should put something green on the plate. There was no talk about cheat meals, eating clean, being bad. She incorporated ice cream. It was all in there. Like I said, I didn't come away from this thinking that I should change my eating habits or that what I'm eating is wrong or that I'm doing something bad with what I eat, which can happen very often with these What I Eat in a Days. This was just such an enjoyable watch, and I have now become an Alexandra Cooper fan. I really do think I need to listen to her podcast now.